Welcome to the Stoic Golden Tribe, where enduring wisdom meets the strength of presence, and where we uncover the truths modern society refuses to teach men. Today, brother, we speak about a pain most men will feel in their lifetime. The wound that comes not from an enemy on the battlefield, but from the woman you let close to your heart. This is not just a story about romance. It's about the battlefield of the soul. It's about betrayal, disappointment, and the sting of realizing that the person you trusted the most is capable of hurting you the deepest. You see, in ancient times, a warrior's armor was forged of steel, but his emotional armor was forged through discipline, clarity, and self-respect. The Stoics knew no man can truly call himself strong if he allows another's actions to dictate his peace. Seneca once said, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." But when a woman's actions wound you, the pain is real. And yet, how you respond will define not just your manhood, but your destiny. In this journey, we will not sugarcoat the truth. We will talk about why women sometimes hurt the men they claim to care for, the traps men fall into when reacting, and the timeless wisdom that will help you rise above the pain without losing your strength or self-worth. We will speak about discipline in love, emotional control in chaos, and how to transform betrayal into fuel for your own greatness. Because, my brother, you cannot control a woman's choices, but you can control the kingdom within yourself. You can choose not to be broken, but to be remade, sharper, wiser, and untouchable. Before we begin, I want you to remember, this is not just about getting over pain. It's about becoming the kind of man no heartbreak can conquer. If you've ever been hurt by a woman, if her words, her actions, or her betrayal cut deep, I want you to stay with me until the very end. This is for you. And tell me in the comments, what's the hardest lesson you've learned about love and trust? Chapter 1. Understanding why she hurt you. Brother, before you can rise above the pain, you must first understand it. When a woman hurts you, it's tempting to paint her as cruel, heartless, or simply evil. But reality is more complicated. Not every wound comes from malice. Sometimes it comes from her nature, her fears, or the dynamics between you both that slowly shifted over time. You see, women are deeply emotional creatures. This is not a weakness. It is part of their design. In ancient Greek philosophy, it was said that the feminine is like water, adaptable, flowing, sometimes calm, but also capable of becoming a raging storm. A woman's emotions can elevate a man to his highest self, but when those emotions turn, they can also cut him down without hesitation. There are many reasons a woman might hurt you. Emotional reaction, not reason. A woman might say or do things in the heat of emotion that she doesn't fully mean. But to a man, those words can feel like arrows piercing the heart. Testing your strength. Some women subconsciously test men to see if they are as strong as they appear. They push boundaries, not out of cruelty, but because they are wired to seek stability and leadership in a partner. If you break easily, their respect fades. Loss of attraction or connection. Sometimes the bond between you fades over time. She may grow distant, critical, or careless with your feelings. This is not an excuse but an explanation. Her own wounds and traumas. Many women carry unhealed pain from their past. That pain can spill over into the relationship, causing them to project anger, distrust, or even sabotage onto you. Now here's the uncomfortable truth. Just because she had a reason doesn't mean it's justified, but understanding the reason will keep you from drowning in confusion. Men who skip this step end up either hating women entirely or blaming themselves endlessly. Neither path will make you stronger. The ancient Stoics taught that when you are wronged, you must first step back and observe. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. If you can understand the why, you take away the first layer of the wound's power over you. You begin to see that her actions, while painful, are not the ultimate definition of your worth. Brother, you must also remember this. A woman's behavior is often a reflection of her character and her current emotional state, not a measure of your value as a man. Your worth does not rise or fall on the scale of her approval. This chapter is about clarity. Before you try to heal, before you seek revenge, before you decide to leave or stay, you must see the situation without the fog of anger or self-pity, because when a man can see clearly, he can choose wisely. And wise choices lead to strength, not bitterness. Drop a comment below. Have you ever realized the reason behind a woman's hurtful actions only after the relationship ended? Chapter 2, Mastering Your Reaction. Brother, the moment a woman hurts you is the moment your true character is revealed. Not when you're winning, not when she's loving you, not when life feels good, but when her words cut like knives or her actions betray your trust. That's when the warrior in you is tested. In the heat of betrayal, the mind screams for action, to yell, to accuse, to demand an explanation, to make her feel the same pain you feel. But the Stoics, the samurai, and every great man of discipline knew the truth. The first man to lose his composure loses the battle. When she wounds you, your emotions will try to take control. Anger, sadness, humiliation, they will rush in like an invading army. If you let them command your next move, you will say or do things you cannot take back. Here's the discipline you must remember. 1. Do not respond immediately. In ancient Rome, generals would never march their troops straight into an ambush without first understanding the terrain. When you respond in the heat of emotion, you are marching blind into a trap set by your own feelings. 2. Control your breathing, control your mind. Warriors trained to regulate their breath in battle because slow, deep breaths tell your body that you are still in control. This keeps your voice steady and your decisions sharp. 3. Stand in the silence. One of the most powerful weapons a man can wield is silence. Not sulking, not passive aggression, true, grounded silence. This forces her to face her own actions without you feeding the fire. 4. Choose words like a surgeon's blade, not a hammer. If you do speak, make every word deliberate. Precision has more impact than a storm of shouting. You see, brother, a man who reacts like a boy loses respect instantly. But a man who holds himself with calm strength in the face of disrespect commands both fear and admiration from her and from the world. Even if the relationship ends, you will walk away with your dignity intact. And dignity is a currency that never loses value. And here's something most men don't realize. When you respond with discipline instead of chaos, you gain the power to choose your next move from a position of strength, not desperation. You can walk away without regret or stay without shame, because you never lost yourself in the storm. A woman may expect you to explode or break down. When you do neither, you remind her and yourself that you are the man who rules his own mind. Brother, remember this ancient truth. A king who cannot control his emotions is a slave to them. Do not be that slave. Drop a comment below. When was the last time you kept your composure instead of reacting? And what happened as a result? Chapter 3. Rebuilding your strength and self-respect. Brother, pain changes a man, but whether it breaks you or remakes you, that's your choice. When a woman has wounded you, it's easy to sink into self-pity. You replay the betrayal over and over, wondering what you did wrong, questioning your worth, and feeling like you've lost a part of yourself. But hear me clearly. This is the most dangerous time in your life. Because in this state, a man can destroy himself faster than any woman ever could. The ancients understood this well. In Spartan culture, after a defeat, warriors were not allowed to return to the battlefield immediately. They were sent away to train, to recover, to rebuild their spirit. Why? Because a wounded warrior is not ready for war. And a wounded man is not ready for love. Here's how you rebuild yourself. 1. Reclaim your physical strength. Pain sits in the body. It weighs you down, makes you sluggish, kills your energy. The fastest way to change your mental state is to push your physical limits. Hit the gym, run until your legs burn, train like a man preparing for war. Every rep, every drop of sweat is a reminder. I am still here. 2. Clean your environment. When you're hurt, your surroundings reflect your mind. Messy, chaotic, unorganized. Clean your room. Organize your space. Cut out the clutter, not just physically, but in your digital life too. Unfollow what drains you, block what tempts you to spiral. 3. Reconnect with purpose. A man without purpose will cling to anyone who gives him attention, even if she's poison. Start working on your mission. Whether it's building your career, starting a project, or learning a skill, make something in your life more important than her memory. 4. Surround yourself with strength. In ancient brotherhoods, wounded warriors healed faster when they were around other strong men. This is why you need a circle of brothers who won't let you wallow, who call you out, and who remind you of who you are. Brother, this process is not about getting her back or proving her wrong. It's about proving something to yourself, that you are still a man of value, still a man of purpose, still a man capable of love, but not desperate for it. When you rebuild yourself, something powerful happens. Well, the pain doesn't disappear, but it loses its grip on you. You carry it differently, you walk taller, you speak with more certainty. You become unshakable. And one day, without even realizing it, you'll wake up and notice that the memory of her no longer controls you. That's the day you've won. Drop a comment below. What's one thing you've done to rebuild yourself after someone hurt you? Chapter 4, Becoming Untouchable, Brother. You've been hurt, you've learned why it happened, you've mastered your reaction, and you've rebuilt your strength. But the final step is what separates men who heal temporarily from men who become truly untouchable. This is not about building walls around your heart. Walls keep the pain out, but they also keep love out. Instead, we are building something far greater, a fortress of self-respect and wisdom that no betrayal can breach. In ancient Japan, samurai warriors trained their minds as much as their sword arms. They practiced zanshin, a state of constant awareness, so they were never caught off guard. You must live the same way in relationships, not paranoid, not cold, but awake. Here's how you carry the lesson forward. 1. Never make a woman your entire world. Love her deeply, care for her, give her your presence, but keep your own identity, your mission, and your life outside the relationship. A woman should add to your life, not become it. 2. Watch actions, not just words. The ancient Stoics taught that character is revealed through deeds, not promises. A woman can say she loves you, but if her actions don't match, believe the actions. 3. Know when to walk away. The greatest power a man has is the ability to remove himself from what disrespects or diminishes him. Weak men stay and beg, strong men leave and rebuild. 4. Stay grounded in reality. Romantic fantasy is dangerous. See her as she is, not as you want her to be. Accept her flaws without excusing harm. Brother, here is the truth many men refuse to accept. No woman can truly break you unless you hand her the tools. You are the guardian of your peace. You are the king of your kingdom. You decide who sits beside you on the throne, and you decide when they must leave. When you live this way, betrayal no longer destroys you. It becomes what it was always meant to be, a teacher. Every hurt becomes a lesson. Every lesson makes you stronger, and every ounce of strength makes you harder to break. And one day, you'll look back and realize, the woman who hurt you did you a favor. Because without her, you might never have become the man you are now. Drop a comment below. What's the biggest lesson you've learned from a painful relationship that you'll carry for the rest of your life? Brother, pain will visit every man, but it does not have to define you. You've learned to understand it, control it, rebuild from it, and rise above it. That's the path of the Stoic golden tribe. Strength through wisdom, peace through discipline. Carry these lessons into every relationship, and no betrayal will ever conquer you again. Stand tall, live with purpose, and guard your heart without closing it. If this message spoke to you, share it with a brother who needs to hear it. And remember, the world respects a man who respects himself.